Hello, Renee Flamont here. This topic of getting to the point of, will I ever get to the point that I just don't care? Renee, will I ever get to the point that I just don't care? Where I have relief of this that I carry all the time. We want to know that we can get to the point of just not caring anymore. Apathy. Can we get there? We can't picture not caring, can we? We've put in a lot of work. We've invested our hearts, our minds, our lives, our time. We've taken time away from other people that we love to spend on this person. To think of getting to the point of not caring at all for this person seems awful, against the grain, unnatural. It seems weird. It makes everything we did mean nothing. You know, we go through all that. Like, what does that mean? It means all of our time was wasted. No, it wasn't. You've learned a great deal, albeit painfully. And this all happened to you for reasons. I talk about that a lot. We need to find our own for ourselves. And once you realize the truth, though, of what's before you, you can begin to embark on getting to a point of apathy. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I always try to say, give you that information. If I did something and it worked and it helped me, I want to share it with you because I know where you are. You're like, but what do you mean? How do I get rid of this? How do I get to the point of just not caring? If nothing so far has worked for you and gotten you there, try using what would be the last step in the relationship, the apology. I'm going to explain what I mean. That may never come for many of you, so you'll have to just do this in your mind. You'll have to picture it. But if it does, it's usually near the end. One of the ends that they put us through. But okay, so it helped me. Let me explain. I use the apology debacle because that's what it is when they are finally apologizing. By the way, if some of you have never gotten it, it's a debacle anyway. It's a mess. It's not glorious, revolutionary, eye-opening. Oh, I get it now. No. But okay. So I use the debacle of the apology to help me not care anymore. It's their last act, right? You're at an end, and they're trying to keep you with them. Even if some of you never hear you're sorry, it's their last act. I used it to propel me forward. It was a visual tool, the behavior he exhibited during the apology, which I'm going to explain to you what I mean. I used it all as a visual tool that helped me because his true state of being became so clear, again, as it did many times during devalue, and it was impossible for me to still be caring for somebody that just becomes so ugly. Test the narcissist's sincerity. Challenge the apology. Even if it's only in your mind, you know how they behave. I did it. I got many times. I'm sorry. Mine was very free with that. The tears, the I'm sorry, the begging. He used to say, I've never chased anyone in my life. You're the only one I'm chasing in my whole life. I mean, he would really go the dramatic with the apology just as much as he did with the love bombing. So he wasn't stingy on those words, okay? I got many times, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't bite. I fought it. And he revealed himself. He tried the Hoover. There was a lot of back and forth, but eventually he'd always concede and walk away. That tells you so much. You're waiting for an apology. You're one of the people that doesn't hear the words I'm sorry. Try having that happen. They don't fight for you or have me, to have me or sincerely win me. And he knew that would happen. He was going to go as far as he could with the I'm sorry, see if I took it, and if I did, great, and if not, oh well, on to the next one. That helped me not care anymore. Start with picturing them trying to apologize. They may never, but picture it anyway. Now imagine you challenged them and interrupted them and said, no, I'm sorry, I don't accept that. I need more than that. I need, would they fight to continue to apology, or would they apologize, or would they throw their hands up in the air, walk away, get nasty, and resort to, revert to old insulting behavior? My guess is the latter for any kind of narcissist. And again, this may not even happen for you, but you know how it would go down if you were to present any kind of fight in accepting them trying to apologize to you. Like they're saying it, but the expectation is that you're going to go, oh, okay, yep, I love you, oh, all right. That's the expectation on their part. They don't expect you to encounter them with any kind of, no. They expect it to be easy. And they're willing to apologize if they think, okay, then it's going to be over. They're not going to put in any actual kind of work to make you see it. They're not going to change their behavior or fight it out or improve themselves. That's what real apologies are, when people hurt themselves, right? If you use an apology as a base, you can get to apathy more quickly. Because it's just one more time when they are acting like an insincere, dysfunctional monster person that you already knew they were, but that you may be giving them another chance or hearing them out. You already know what they are. And this way that they act when you challenge the apology, it will demonstrate one last time how mean they can get. How little it took for them to waver off of their apology. It might not even be mean. You might just say something like, no, I need more. I'm willing to listen, but I'm not convinced. It might just be that to make them go, forget it, you're impossible. Boom, to name calling, they're out the door. Makes you not care pretty fast when you see somebody that they can't even spend the time to be enough to make up for what they did. The truth is that we're desperate for an apology, even if we don't accept it. We want to hear it. We want to hear them say it. We do. We want the words spoken, and we wait for it. So picture getting it. But if you were to challenge them mid-apology, watch how quickly they flip. How nasty they get, how ugly, how not steadfast they are. You can learn to view them as disgusting pretty quickly because the apology wasn't sincere. And it just helps with the apathy. I'm telling you, it helps. If someone is genuine with an apology, maybe this will help you punctuate how much of a bad thing that they're showing in that last bit of behavior. If someone is genuine with an apology and you present a challenge to them, they'll remain steadfast until you hear them, believe them. They'll take their licks. They'll understand you being upset, and they'll wait for you to process it, and we've all been there on either side of it. That's how a healthy apology goes. And then you change your behavior going forward if you've done something that you know hurts somebody, which we know they'll never change their behavior. If one wavers so easily off an apology, it kind of punctuates how insincere it was to begin with. That can very quickly lend itself to you developing a part of yourself that starts to think, I just don't care anymore. I just don't care if I get the apology. I don't care if I get the closure. I know the truth is never going to come. None of it is sincerely if it does come. It's fake. He's just saying the words anyway. I'm tired. I'm over this. It happens. It happened for me first with the non-relationship narcissist I used to have in my life. Actually, there's more than one. That's where I got and I applied this apology thing, because there were a couple of times in there that this kind of thing happened. And then I saw it happen with my narcissist. And it just makes you, if you need to push over the line into like, they're just, it's, if you picture interrupting or challenging their apology, they get ugly and mean and they flip. So you went from trying to butter me up. It shows you all in one 30-second time how unscrupulous they are, what a 180 they can turn, how insincere they can be. They go from buttering you up, it's like love bombing, into devalue within a minute. That's a duplicitous kind of personality that I don't want in my life. And it makes you kind of get to, oh my God, I'm just over it. I don't even care. Because you get to the point that you know it doesn't mean anything anyway. If you visualize moving forward without any apology at all, because you've now realized even if it does come, it's not real, then you move forward armored with a bit of protection that you're conjuring up for yourself. Pardon me again. For yourself, independent of whether or not they ever apologize to you. We know by now that we have to get through this and heal. A lot of what we get, the sources we'll rely on, have to come from within. We're not going to get them from the narcissist. We've talked a lot about things like that. You're never going to get closure. You may never get an apology, these words. We have to conjure up strength to deal. You're never going to make sense of their behavior. You're never going to, do you know what I mean? So this is another one of those things. You've now protected yourself if you visualize moving forward without any apology. You're armored with a bit of protection. Because let me tell you, once you get it, it's not satisfying at all anyway. Do you know what I mean by that? So just assume you're not going to get the apology, because even if it comes, it's fake. So basically, we all move forward without one then, right? We all move forward without one, essentially, even if you hear the words. They're not sorry. So we have to self-actualize this bit of protection around us, this bit of armor. I think music, I always turn to music. It's a tremendously strengthening tool for me because I listen to the lyrics, I read the lyrics. And remind yourself who you were at 15, when we all felt strong, like the world was going to be ours. And you would never have thought of allowing someone like this into your life. And if you met somebody like this at 15, I bet you would have been like, ugh. And you wouldn't care about that person if they hurt you that way. I think something happens to us as we get older. We get a little softer sometimes. Some people get stronger. I don't know what happens. But I know that we felt like the world was going to be ours. Pre-narcissist days where you're not injured this way. Apathy can become very appealing when you picture a time before which you felt broken all the time. So broken all the time. You want to get back there to the pre-narcissist days. You'll begin to aspire to that. You want that young person to come forth and claim some space. Tell you what's up. What would your young self say to this situation? Mine certainly would have challenged me on landing with this guy after listening to love songs by like Bread, Chicago, Carole King. All brilliant. Or whoever was your love song music where you can imagine this wonderful love. My young 15-year-old self would have said, you didn't land where you listened. What happened? Not caring anymore happens gradually over time. I tell you, I'd be disappointed in myself. And I would tell myself that if my 15-year-old were here. And they would probably say, get a grip on yourself and learn to care for those who care for you. Learn for those, like we give so much and we don't get it back from them. We should reserve that kind of bestowing of feelings upon someone to someone that feels it back. That's probably what my 15-year-old would say to me. My 15-year-old self. It does happen gradually over time, but it can be accelerated if you imagine how quickly they would flip the script if you challenge them in any way, if they were trying to apologize to you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the very end. And if you're trying to not care, that's where you are. You're at the end. Well, that kind of, their behavior would be more ugly to you, more mean, more abusive. If you really think it through, it would be more ugly to you, more mean, more abusive, in your mind, if you think about the fact that they were just trying to get you. They were just apologizing or trying to hoover you. Maybe they don't say, I'm sorry, but all that hoovering stuff, that's coming at you with like an apologetic type flavor. And then they're going to flip the script because you don't answer the phone, or you don't say what they want, or you don't say yes back, or you don't concede immediately. That's some ugliness. That is more mean than, and that can certainly be a catalyst for you allowing yourself to enter safely into a world wherein you just don't care anymore. It happens. These are all different little things that I've used to land me here. And you get to the point and you might think, well, I'll always be concerned for his welfare. Well, I don't wish ill health on anybody. Okay, that's fine. I'm not talking about that. They have no effect on you anymore, is what I'm talking about. That's a very good place to land. And you do whatever you need. I'm just giving you a few that I used to get there. But this helped me. They're doing it all in 30 seconds. They're going from love bombing to being mean. It makes it more mean, more abusive, uglier. It's not even in the middle of devalue. It's within minutes of them trying to love bomb you again, which essentially what an apology is. A Hoover attempt, apology, whatever words you get really don't matter because they don't mean anything anyway, not to repeat myself, but you really can, if you think it through, you will get to the point. As gradual as it may seem, and maybe this will help you, you'll get to the point that you just don't care. I don't care what he would have to say to me at this point. I don't care. Or the other non-narcissists I've had in my life, I have zero interest in whatever they would have to say. I don't need any answers. I don't want to talk. I've said everything I had to say 25,000.27 times. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever will. And I don't feel like entertaining them with any kind of time of mine. That's what you get. Just a little bit of help. That's all.